For this video, I've put together a series of slides that will show the initial assembly of the N-scale 3D printed passenger waiting room that will sit over the tracks at Union Station. All of the parts were printed on an XYZ daVinci Mini 3D printer using PLA with natural color. I should note that my 3D printer has a maximum printing volume of 5.9 inches cubed, so that kind of dictated breaking the front and the sides down into subsections for ease of printing and creating parts of kits for assembly. The design was done using XYZ software that is available as a free download from the manufacturer's website. During the video, I will on occasion give some measurements. For the most part, they will be in millimeters since the building is in N-scale, and that measurement was easier to use in conjunction with my scale ruler. The first three slides show the assembly of the front and the two side sections of the main portion of the building. There are a total of 8 subsections, 2 for the front and 3 for each of the right and the left sides, that were assembled and glued prior to these pictures being taken. The windows in the front and the 3 sets of 3 windows in each side were designed to fit Grant Line HO windows that I already had and looked appropriate. On the sides, you will note that there are 3 door openings that are for the stairways down to track level. The bottoms of the doorways are set at 65 millimeters, which does become the required height for the main floor of the waiting room. The next couple of pictures show 6 baggage mail elevators that will be located at each pair of tracks. The elevator doors are shown in the first picture, but they won't be installed until after painting the building. The elevators are 55 millimeters tall, 25 millimeters wide, 20 millimeters deep. And they fit behind the outer wall on each side as shown in the second picture. The next 4 pictures show the floor supports and how they will be constructed to support the floor. This first picture shows the concept of how the floor support was designed with a combination of the elevators with the pillars and the simulated sections of concrete beams laid out, and how they fit together. While the second one shows a close-up of the different sections of the beam. The design permits the pillar to fit into the notched area in between the sections. Using the elevators and the pillar beam concept will bring the 55 millimeter level from one side of the building to the other. The third picture shows the 8 millimeter square beam that will sit on top of the elevators. When all of these parts are connected, the floor support is brought up to the 63 millimeter level. It is here that a 2 millimeter thick sheet of styrene will be used for the floor, which brings us up to 65 millimeters. The next 3 pictures show the interconnection to the second row of floor supports. Each section of floor support between 2 elevators will have 2 support sections with a total of 10 pillar beams, as well as the 8 millimeter large beam on top. The next several pictures show the building of the second and the third sections of floor supports. Beams to support the sides of the styrene flooring have been printed but not yet installed. The next picture shows the upper front section with the opening for the large window and a custom printed window to the right. The next picture shows the custom window installed in the opening. Next, you'll see a mock-up of how and where the upper section fits with the lower section. The upper section was printed in 3 pieces as shown. The opening in the bottom of each of them is for a doorway. The double door was taken from the Walters Union Station kit, and the window opening will be for the same custom 3D printed window that I showed earlier. Next, you'll see a test install of the lower portion of the building on the layout from several different angles. I'm now satisfied that everything fits where it's supposed to fit onto the station platforms. The finished building, when I add the upper level to it, will be approximately 93 scale feet tall. The total building will be 108 scale feet wide and about 160 to 170 scale feet deep. I am considering adding a couple of optional wings when attached to each side of the waiting room. These wings are shown in the next couple of pictures. If I decide to go with this option, then the Walters Union Station kit, which you see in a lot of the pictures, will not be used, and I'll have to design a custom station building to go in its place. But that hasn't been decided yet. Thanks for watching, and as always, your comments, questions, likes, and subscriptions are always welcome. See you next time.